Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to make this bracelet right here. It's got like a zigzag down the middle and dots on either side. It's quite a small pattern. I'm a bit pushed for time right now, so I'm going to try and squeeze this into one video. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take you're going to get 6 strings of one colour, which will be your background colour, which in my case is black. Then you're going to take 1 string of another colour, which will be your dot, and 1 string of another colour, which will be your zigzag. Okay, and each one will be about 6 inches long as usual. Okay, so to start off, you're going to lay them out like this. You're going to have black, just assuming you're using the same colours as me, black, 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 pink, blue, black, and black and black, like that. Okay, so it's black, 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 pink, blue, black, black, black. You're going to take your first 2 strings and you're going to do a forward backward knot over those 2. Forward, backward knot. Forward, backward knot. Take your next 2 strings, which will be black and pink, and you're going to do a forward knot. 1, 2. Take your next 2, which will be blue and black, do another forward knot. So that's 1 and 2. Don't forget to pull them real tight each time. And then take your last 2, which will both be black, and do a backward forward knot. So that's a backward forward knot. Okay. Now for row 2, you're gonna take your 2 outermost strands and take them out to the side, because we're not going to use those in this row. And you're going to take your first 2, which will be black and pink, and you're going to do a backward forward knot. So that's a backward forward knot. Then you're going to take your next 2, which will both be black, and you're going to do a backward knot. Backward knot. Take your next 2, which will be, which will be blue and black, and you're going to do a forward backward knot. Forward, backward knot. Then for row 3, you're going to bring all your strings back in. Take your first 2, which will both be black, do a forward backward knot. So that's a forward backward knot. Then take your next 2 strings, which will be pink and black, and you're going to do a backward knot. 1, 2. Take your next 2 strings, which will be black and blue, and do another backward knot. So that's 1, 2. Take your last 2 strings, which will both be black, and do a backward forward knot. And if you don't know how to do these knots, they're on my channel, and I may make new videos on how to do them, because I know they're not very clear. Okay, so you're going to take your 2 outermost strings outside, 1, 2, 3, and for row 4, we're going to take our first 2 strands, which will both be black, and do a backward knot. 1, 2. Take your next 2 strands, which will be pink and blue, and do another backward knot. 1, 2. Take your last 2 strings, which will both be black, and do another backward knot. 1, 2. Bring your outermost strands back in. Take your first 2 strands, which will both be black, and do a forward backward knot. Forward, backward knot. Take your next two, which will be black and blue. Black and blue, and you're going to do a backward forward knot. So that's backward, forward knot. Then you're going to take your next two, which should be black and yellow, and you're going to do a backward knot. 1, 2, and take your last two, which will both be black, and do a backward forward knot. So that's backward, forward knot. Then you're going to take your two outermost strands, put them out to the side or whatever, because I'm not going to use those. Take your first two strands, which will both be black, and take your first two strands, which should be black and blue. They should be black and blue. And you're going to do a backward forward knot. Backward, forward knot. Take your next two strands, which will be both be black, and you're going to do a backward knot. 1, 2. Take your next two strands, which will be black and pink, and do a forward backward knot. Bring in all your strands now. Take your first two strings, do a forward backward knot. 1, 2, forward backward knot. Take your next two, which will be blue and black, and do a forward knot. 1, 2. Take your next two, which will be black and pink. Yeah, black and pink. And you're going to do a forward knot. So that's 1, 2. And take your last two, which will both be black, and you're going to do a backward forward knot. Backward, forward knot. Okay, now for the last row, you're gonna, let me just sort out that. For your last row, you're gonna leave your two outermost strands out, because we're not gonna use those. And we're gonna take our first two strings again, which will both be black, and you're gonna do a forward knot. 1, 2. Then you're gonna take your next two strings, which will be blue and pink. You're going to do another forward knot. 1, 2, and then with your last two strings, you're going to do another forward knot. So that's 1, 2. Okay. And then when you're finished your bracelet pattern design, it should look a little like this. Let me just zoom in for you. Just like this. It's got like a blue zigzag down the middle and pink dots on either side.